Here are 50 amazing facts to blow your mind. The 1815 eruption of Mount Tambora on the Indonesian island of Sumbawa was the deadliest recorded volcanic eruption in history. The eruption caused roughly 100,000 deaths in its immediate aftermath, as well as 3 years of climate change. The smallest bird in the world is the bee hummingbird. The male of the species, which is native to Cuba, is about 2¼ inches in length and weighs a little more than 0.05 ounces. The female of the species is only slightly larger. The Danyang Kunshan Grand Bridge in China is the world's longest bridge. The rail bridge, which is part of a high-speed train line that connects Beijing to Shanghai, is 102.4 miles in length, or almost 164 kilometers. It opened in 2011. Death Valley is the driest place in North America and possibly the hottest place on Earth. The highest air temperature, 134 degrees Fahrenheit or 56 degrees Celsius, was recorded there in 1913. Summer temperatures in Death Valley often reach over 120 degrees Fahrenheit or 48 degrees Celsius. The planet TRES-4 is the largest known planet outside of the solar system. It is 1.7 times the size of Jupiter and is 1,400 light-years away from the Earth. It is an extremely low-density planet with 0.2 grams of matter per cubic centimeter. Monk's Mound, on the site of the native Mississippian cultural city of Cahokia in modern-day Illinois, is America's largest earthwork. It stands 10 stories tall and has a base larger than that of the Empire State Building. Hurricane Patricia is the strongest hurricane ever recorded. The 2015 storm had maximum sustained winds of 215 miles per hour or 346 kilometers per hour and originated in the eastern Pacific off the western coast of Mexico. It damaged over 10,000 homes. Land diving is the ritual that is the precursor to bungee jumping. Native inhabitants of the island of Pentecost in the nation of Vanuatu jump off wooden towers 60 to 100 feet high or 18 to 30 meters high. The players are tied to elastic vines and try to touch the soil below. The Iroquois Confederacy was founded in 1142 and is the world's oldest living democracy, comprised of the Oneida, Cayuga, Mohawk, Onondaga, Seneca, and Tuscarora nations. It inspired the unification of the 13 colonies into the United States. The Three Gorges Dam in Hubei Province, China, is the world's largest dam. It is over 50 stories tall and over a mile wide. According to NASA, it can hold back over 5 trillion gallons of water. Vesna Vulovic was a Serbian flight attendant who is believed to have survived the world's highest fall. After the bombing of Jet Airways Flight 367 in 1972, Vulovic survived a 33,330-foot fall, that a fall from over 10,100 meters high. She landed near Spirstva Kamenis, Czechoslovakia. The quagga project is a scientific breeding program that has replicated the zebra-like quagga, an animal that went extinct in 1883. It breeds members of the genetically different Burchell's zebra to create quagga lookalikes. Arcology is the development of environmentally friendly architectural structures that can exist as ecosystems independent of the surrounding outside environments. There are several archaeological projects currently in development. A hamburger made completely out of stem cell cultured meat was unveiled in London in 2013 by Dutch stem cell researcher Mark Post. Cultured meat is a combination of animal stem cells, nutrients, pH buffers, salts, and growth factors. At 15 feet 9 inches or 9 meters, the Stokes or Alabama alligator is the largest single alligator specimen ever recorded. In 2014, it weighed 1,011.5 pounds or 458 kilograms and was estimated to be between 24 and 28 years old. The most popular flower in the world is the rose. Coming in colors such as red, white, pink, peach, and yellow, the rose has over 150 varieties. Some roses are bred specifically to honor certain individuals. The Aral Sea was the world's 4th largest saltwater lake until the 1960s. This lake, located between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, shrank as a result of a diversion of its 2 tributary rivers to farmland for irrigation purposes. Black or melanistic cats may be known as black panthers, but they are members of, and not different species than, animals like leopards or jaguars. Their dark fur is from a condition scientists refer to as melanism. A third of Finland's landmass is made up of marshlands. In fact, the word Suomi, or Finland in Finnish, is derived from the word suo, meaning bog. National parks have miles of planks to cross such an environment. Although known worldwide as a Japanese dish, sushi is actually Chinese in origin. As early as the 2nd century AD, the Chinese began fermenting salted fish by wrapping it in rice. The rice was thrown away, and the fish was eaten. Loch Nagar crater in northern France is 300 feet wide and 70 feet deep. That's over 91 meters wide and over 21 meters deep. It is the direct result of British tunneling efforts during the First World War. The explosion that caused the crater on July 1, 1916, could be heard as far away as London. The Hokuto variety of apple is one of the largest in the world. In October 2005 in Hirosaki City, Japan, a Hokuto apple weighed in at a record 4 pounds, 1 ounce, or 1.84 kilograms. With a combined total of at least 8,000 tanks, the Battle of Kursk was the largest tank battle in history. It was fought in July 1943 between the Soviet Union and Nazi Germany, resulting in at least 1 million casualties. Maswinram, India, is the wettest place on Earth, with an average annual rainfall of 467.4 inches. Locals there are able to fashion rubber tree roots into bridges, which often outlast conventionally made wooden bridges. Dome Fuji, or Dome F in Antarctica, might be the coldest place on planet Earth. In 2010, a satellite measured the temperature there to be negative 135.8 Fahrenheit, or negative 93.2 Celsius. It is 12,500 feet, or 3,657 meters, above sea level. The world's largest buffet consisted of 5,829 different dishes and was open to the public and tourists in Surat Thani Province, Thailand. The September 9, 2017 event was part of a local government plan to promote tourism. The Atlas deer is the only deer species that exists in the African wild today. A subspecies of the European and Near Eastern red deer, the Atlas deer sparsely inhabits eastern Algeria and possibly Tunisia. The Pantanal in Brazil is the world's largest wetland. It has an area of over 65,000 square miles, or over 168,000 square kilometers, and is home to 3,500 different plant species. Compared to the Florida Everglades, it's over 10 times in size. The CH-47F Chinook is the world's fastest helicopter, with a top speed of 195.7 miles per hour, or 314 kilometers per hour. It can fly at a height of 20,000 feet, or over 6,000 meters, and carry up to 24,000 pounds, or almost 11,000 kilograms. It was first operated by the U.S. Army in July 2007. The Pyramid of Kukulkan at Chichen Itza in the Mexican state of Yucatán stands 78 feet tall, or almost 24 meters tall. It is a Mayan structure devoted to the serpent god Kukulkan, and its design features the shadow of a descending snake formed by sunlight on the equinoxes. The planet Neptune takes 164.8 years to completely orbit the Sun. In July 2011, the planet completed its first full orbit since its discovery in 1846. Although the animal spends most of its time in water, the hippopotamus cannot actually swim. Rather, it walks on the beds of rivers, lakes, and streams, holding its breath for at most 7 minutes at a time. Walnut trees can live over 300 years in favorable climates. However, most walnut orchards for commercial use have a life expectancy of about 60 to 100 years. The Dall's porpoise is considered to be the world's fastest dolphin. It can travel at speeds of 35 miles per hour, or over 56 kilometers per hour, and creates fan-shaped wakes called rooster tails. Only the orca can reach similar speeds. Dry, hardtack rations, or crackers consisting only of flour and water, were given to soldiers during conflicts like the Mexican-American and U.S. Civil Wars. They were nicknamed teeth dullers, and because of larvae infestations, worm castles. Ferns are plants that reproduce without seeds or flowers. They use spores on the underside of their leaves called sori, which look like little dots. Ferns are also an ancient plant species, believed to have existed for over 300 million years. The first waffle cone was reportedly made at the 1904 World's Fair when Syrian concessionaire Ernest A. Hamwi helped a neighboring ice cream vendor who'd run out of bowls. Hamwi used zabaliye, a deep-fried Near Eastern dough dish. Lacrosse was a sport played by the Ojibwa and other native groups in what is now the United States and Canada. Jesuit priests used the word lacrosse, the hooked stick, to describe the equipment used in the game, hence the name lacrosse. Although it was the time when he moved to London and began writing, there's no record of William Shakespeare from 1585 to 1592, so there's no consensus on how he started writing or his reasons for leaving Stratford-upon-Avon. A giraffe's neck alone can weigh as much as 600 pounds, or over 272 kilograms. Adult females can weigh up to 1,500 pounds, or over 680 kilograms, and males as much as 3,000 pounds, or almost 1,400 kilograms. It is illegal to import Polish potatoes to England. Since 2004, there's been a ban on the tubers due to several cases of ring rot on Polish farms. A lure horn is a long, S-shaped horn typically made of bronze or wood. These horns were popularly made during the Bronze Age and later in the Middle Ages in Denmark and other northern European countries. In 1947, Norwegian scientist Thor Heyerdahl sailed from the western coast of South America to the eastern islands of Tahiti in a sailboat crafted from local balsa wood. This craft, the Kon-Tiki, was meant to demonstrate the possible Native American colonization of Polynesia. Ireland's original national color was blue, not green. When Henry VIII declared himself King of Ireland in 1541, he made the nation part of England with its own coat of arms, a golden harp on a blue background. The Hoba meteorite in Namibia is the largest meteorite on planet Earth. It weighs 66 tons and is about 84% iron and 16% nickel. It was accidentally found by farmers near the town of Groenfontein in 1920. Cats have inner eyelids called the palpebra tertia. They are layers of tissue covered in mucus that act to prevent damage to their cornea. The Nintendo company is over 130 years old. The video game maker started as a small card trading company in 1889 with its headquarters located in Kyoto, Japan. Nachos were invented in 1943 by Ignacio Anaya. While preparing an impromptu meal for U.S. military wives in the northern Mexican city of Piedras Negras, Anaya combined fried tortillas, cheese, and jalapeno peppers. He called them nachos after his nickname for Ignacio. In April 2015, a rare black flamingo was spotted on the island of Cyprus. It is believed to be the only one of its kind in the world. Pink and albino flamingos are much more common than those with melanism or black pigment. The tallest building in the world is Dubai's Burj Khalifa in the United Arab Emirates. It's 2,717 feet tall, or 828 meters, and surpasses Taiwan's Taipei 101 skyscraper by more than 1,000 feet, or more than 300 meters. That's all for this time. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys.